How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Trigun Stampede episode review. Today's episode is episode 7, entitled Wolfwood. And before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. So, I'm not going to lie to you. There was a point in this episode where I was like, starting to get kind of average territory, because there was some dialogue that just didn't make sense. And I'm trying to figure out where to start on this. I'll start on the one thing that kind of bothered me. So when trying to figure out how to stop the ship and the cannon, because there's an ion cannon on the ship, by the by, because apparently this ship was just, the cannon is there to blow up obstacles. It used to be a spaceship, and Vash knows the inner workings of these things. He kicked down a door that said "do not open" and was able to fiddle with everything. Amazing. But after they were able to break the cannon, because I thought this was how they were going to do Fifth Moon Incident. Thank goodness I was wrong there. But after that, Wolfwood is going to crash the ship, or should I say blow up the ship. In fact, it's like, there's people on board. We can save both the town and the people. And he goes, "You gotta kill some people to save some people. You know what? We'll have it your way. But if something happens to the orphanage, I'm gonna beat you so bad you're gonna wish you're dead, and then I'm gonna kill you." That did not, even in Japanese, that did not ring home to me. That didn't make me go, "Oh damn." It's like, oh yeah, it makes me go, "Oh yeah, Wolfwood is technically probably 12 years old." Right, because of how they do the accelerated growth in here. Very reminiscent of how the plants grow, but I will get into that in a second. So, piece by piece in my notes, we'll talk about Wolfwood first, which is actually the title of the episode. Vash instills in him, after dealing with the Raider incident, which we'll get to that, because that's like a funny subplot. That was just a way to get Meryl and Roberto's punk ass back into the show. But Vash says, "Hey, he's always someone important to you, right? There has to be something that he would never forget. Just bring his mind back." Even Vash knows, yeah, his mind isn't there. Bring his mind back, which he gave him hope. Because Wolfwood, which is funny, because while they were fighting and Vash went to deal with the Raider thing to save the people, they shot each other full of bullets, and it's just like blood splattering down, which later wasn't there, but I won't get on you for animation inconsistencies. And you have the guard crew going, "Their monsters were leaving." He shoots the little mask and holds up the arms, going like, "Come on, man, stop." And he realizes that Vash was correct, because Livio reloaded his cartridge the same way that Wolfwood showed him how to do a trick with the lighter. Mind you, he was 10 or 11 or 9, I don't know, they look like little ass kids, right? Smoking cigarettes, I guess, when you're in a place called No Man's Land, called Gunsmoke in the anime. I guess that's what kids do, especially when you live in an orphanage. Who cares if you get lung cancer, right? But so Vash gave him some hope, which is why he said, "We'll do things your way," because he was right. But Livio shoots himself in the head. When he comes back, and another thing that solidified to Wolfwood that he was underneath there, and he kept saying, "I gotta catch up." And he's like, "You were always chasing after me." Dude, stop chasing after me. But he has some PTSD of the indoctrination that they did to him, some of the things that he's done, and he's like pointing the guns everywhere at the reporters, at Vash, at him, at Wolfwood, and just shoots himself in the head. Obviously, that's not going to kill him. Dude was healing at the speed of sound. Like, he would get shot, and he would heal instantly. Healing at the speed of sound, basically. So, no, he's not dead. Actually, at the end, Blue Summers, his punk ass, told Zazie, the bitch, to go pick him up. I don't like... These evil characters are annoying evil. Not... I'm gonna get you. They're annoying evil. Like, it's weird, because I get, like, when I think of annoying evil characters, I think of like Aizen and Naraku, because Naraku's just like, oh, I'm the greatest. I fooled you. I wasn't here the whole time. It's like, all right, bro, how many are you gonna do that the whole entire series? Which that gets annoying, right? You get so close to, then they get close and you find out all the shit he's done, and it's like, oh, okay, that's a good annoying. You have Aizen, which Aizen's whole deal. One day I have to do a video on why Aizen annoys the hell out of me. Just, that's such a big anime plot hole. But I get some people like him, right? Then you have, what's another villain? Since we're going to do shonen shit, think of Madara Uchiha. He's like, oh, you're just evil. The villains in Trigun are just annoying evil because you're just assholes. Like this dude here, he does something way too real. Blue Summer's whole thing is, I want to spread the good word. Why is that so hard? You're evil. You have taken a warped sense of reality of the Christian word and you're using it for evil, much how Knives is. It's those type of people in real life annoy the hell out of me too. So yeah, and he's the reason why the ion cannon was starting to move and starting to power up. Obviously he has telekinetic powers. Just, I hope this character, it doesn't end himself like in the original anime. I hope someone just gets rid of him. Please let it be Wolfwood. Oh, please let it be Wolfwood. What is it? What else with Vash? Oh, so with the ion cannon, when I guess these guys are just super duper strong, because Vash, first of all, is smart enough to use the cables to wrap around and try to pull it up, which they don't get it all the way up. And then him and Wolfwood are pushing up on it, and it's cracking Vash's crystallized fake arm. I say crystallized because it look kind of crystalline. So they're both super strong, and he even tries to say, oh, I'm sorry, you do have something you were trying to play. Like, just save it for when everything works out. Which it does, which leads to Meryl. Roberto's annoying because Vash said, hey, when I give the signal, fire the trigger mechanism. So I guess the trigger mechanism gives enough force that it'll go back like that and shoot up, which is why I thought that's how they're going to do the fifth moon incident, but they didn't, thank God. And during this conversation, Roberto was like, hey, I said if nothing was going to get us killed and this is going to get us killed, we need to leave. You need to survive to write about this. He's like, we're normal people. We are not heroes. You're no hero. So annoying. You replaced a hopeful character. I keep saying this over and over again. You replace a hopeful character like Millie just to have this asshole. Look, I like Kenji Matsuda too, right? He's great. Love Kamen Rider. Love Jiro. But they're already in a land where everybody's an asshole. Literally. Even the pregnant lady thinks about turning a dude that just saved their town, and then she blames him for her son getting killed, even though technically it's on you. He said, hey, shouldn't mess with this dude, but no, y'all didn't listen. That's on you, lady. You told your son to stay there instead of run away. Again, it's on you. So everyone's an asshole. You couldn't have Millie be the one that, is right there that's like, oh, I agree with you, Meryl. This will work out. Hell, I tell you what. Just take out Roberto, replace him with a more edgy Millie. There. Still don't understand the point of changing everything. Just because you want to use the name Roberto De Niro, is that it? I will always complain about this character until they kill him off. And even then, I'm still going to complain about him because I hate it. But I digress. Meryl feels guilty actually about the was a place called Jonas Rock incident with what was the boy Tonus. She is basically blames herself for Tonus dying because she says if I would have held onto his arm a little tighter, he would still be around. And me running away from here is going to make me feel exactly the same way I did back then. So if you want to run, I won't blame you. I'm not going to though. And I'm gonna see Roberto De Niro stays. No one likes you. I don't like you. Why are you here? God, you should have ran away and showed what a punk you were. But yeah, more character development for Meryl. I love the fact, again, this type of animation leads to great eye emoting from her. Like the conversation with the gang when they're trying to figure out, all right, well, what are we going to do? Or when the raiders bring them aboard for her to take pictures. And one of the poses they do is a Ginyu Force pose. Very first pose. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z. Just her eyes when one of the guys threatens her, it's like, hey, you better make sure it's good shots or I'll gut you. And they're like, don't you threaten her. She's adorable. He's like, oh, I was just kidding. And just her facial expressions are what makes this. And that used to be a Vash thing in the 1998 show. So I see it kind of passed along to her. Oops. Got some more notes here that I definitely need to talk about. We got to talk about these plants. The Raider thing was just kind of a funny B plot thing. I already mentioned that. Hopeland, that's where the orphanage is. Childless Works already did that. Emoting with Eyes. Now let's talk about the plants are alive. So Wolfwood is told to go to the engine room. Vash is going to go to the plant room. Wolfwood has one of those vials because the mechanism to put in the lock is burning hot. Because everything is on fire. It's burning hot. So you feel the pain in the facial expression because he has to grab it and bites the vial so he heals and turns it. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Vash puts his head against the plant and he says, I apologize for making you do this. And we see, the plant, we see like a petal come down. But then in between shots, I love the in between shots. This was built up so much that this stopped this from being average. Because you see a second set of hands touching the glass where Vash was touching. And when the gang get together, they say, okay, well, where's Vash? Only place we didn't look is the plant room. They go in the plant room and they see the plant, the being itself, look up over where Vash is. And Vash turns around. He has all those lines on his face, reminiscent of how the plants look. And he goes to black. You hear thud. Obviously, he faints. So let's learn a little bit about the plants from the manga / anime, the original anime. Obviously, the plants are these interdimensional beings, but they were created by people. Obviously, because they had to leave Earth. Created by people in these light bulb structures. That's how they live. Most of them are not sentient, but there are sentient ones. Spoiler, I guess. Goodness gracious, people, if you've seen the original anime, if you read the manga, this shouldn't be a spoiler to you, but spoilers, I guess, if you want to be surprised. But who knows? I could be wrong, and they could totally change it next week. But Vash and knives are plants. Duh. Obviously, with the lines. But most plants are actually female. These two are different. They have their own will, and they can move around. Apparently, in the manga, there are 3 other independently moving plants, and they're all 3 of them are women. And apparently they can be absorbed. I'm wondering if we're getting some of that manga plot line for this, and maybe that's why Knives wants all the plants so he can absorb them into himself and get stronger. And manga, he created the arc, which is the Christian symbolism. It's just so heavy-handed, but I get it. I get it, Japan. You're fascinated with it. That's okay. Hey, Westerners, for some reason, are fascinated with Greek shit. Don't get it, but okay. I got you. I get it. No shame, no shade. But obviously, these plant beings, which I still think they're like angel-like beings, plant angel-like beings, they're completely different. So maybe Vash was absorbing that plant's mind into his own in order to have a mind link and to get everything to stop. Possibly. Who knows? I'm looking forward to that. Like, it's so great that you have something that you can hang your hat on from past media and say, ooh, yeah, okay, here's a connection. But then we actually really don't know what just happened here. That was great. That pulled this, I was going to call this average because I'm like, oh, okay, it's another thing where he doesn't kill anybody. But then the two assholes that calls it, they're going to grab Livio's body and leave. And Blue Summer just, goodness, you want him to be gone. Because his whole deal is he wants Wolfwood to be the perfect Punisher, which Wolfwood does. He says, I'm Nicholas the Punisher. I'm the Punisher. Don't call me Wolfwood, Needle Noggin. But he's like, oh, if we get rid of his brother and the orphanage, hey, no, what? Why would you think that would work? Why would you think that would work and didn't think he would come after you? Like, he saw the car. He's like, all right, they're here. He saw the car. Why wouldn't he try to come after you? That's whatever. I'm blaming it on the character and not the writing for now. But excuse me. Looking forward to seeing what happens next week with that Vash feigning thing. That's good stuff. That just went from average, I'm not gonna kill anybody, to this. And Vash is actually very, very cool. Like, I call it gun fu because he has his gun out while he's beating up the raiders. But it's pretty much Chinese Kempo. It very much looks like Shaolin Kung Fu. He's just whooping ass. And the meeting between him and the reporter was funny. He's like, "What are you guys doing here?" She's like, "Yeah, I wonder why we're here," which, great. So for me, this episode's 4 out of 5. Bordering on, okay, we're getting the same thing when he won't kill anybody, and I get it. You know, maybe we're gonna have to go on and go on and go on. But the character-to-character interactions were great. How they resolved the issue was great. More depth into Meryl. Oh man, Meryl's amazing. More depth into Meryl was great. And now this whole plant angel thing, where it's like it unfurls and it's a thing. It's like, oh, maybe does Knives want to free them? Obviously, he doesn't want to free them. Obviously, Knives is a bad guy. So when a plant actually dies, it actually freaking dies. Wowzers. I can't wait. Can't wait for next week. But please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think of this episode? It's a ton of stuff, and they're still constantly going a mile a minute with, you know, main plot line story stuff. Will we ever get some fun episodes? I hope so. Please. I don't know. We still have the original anime we can watch, and I'm probably going to put some of that on so I can do some more work later. But please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell, be notified of more videos just like this one. Thank you guys for taking some time out to listen to me talk about Trigun Stampede. Stampede. As always, be good, be blessed, wash those hands, be good to yourselves, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. Remember, there's someone that cares about you out there. If you're feeling down, make sure you reach out to somebody. You know, someone would rather talk to you today than miss you tomorrow. My socials are in the description down below. Feel free to hit me up. And yeah, guys. So until next time, I'll see ya.